Hey y'all. Y'all know what this means. Y'all know what it means when you see my hair like this. We're about to braid. Let's get into it. And I'm sorry, that noise that you can hear, my washing machine is on the other side of this wall. It's always something. We got our own space, we're thankful for it, but you just gonna have to work with me with the kinks and stuff, okay? As you can see, my hair is already washed and blow dried. It's in the Universal. I'm about to get my hair done, Sealy Braids. I do also just have to plug, if you are really interested in trying to save some money and do your own hair, do these braids for yourself this summer, I do have a braids guide. You can go ahead and purchase that at the link down below. And yes, I did say purchase. It is not free because it took me about 3, maybe 4 years to master this technique myself. So starting off with the wash and everything, I do just want to touch on one thing that y'all are doing wrong. When your stylist say come wash and blow dry and y'all show up with all these oils and mousse and gel and creams on your hair, why are you doing that? Your style's not gonna last that long, okay? I'm just taking out this one braid. It's not dry by any means, but when I rub my hands over it, there's not like a bunch of product on my hand. I'm gonna show you what I did. First, I did a mineral detox. This is my first time using this. It's from Kristen S. It's their pre-shampoo rinse. It says it combats heavy metals, enhances color vibrancy, boosts shine, sulfate-free, and it's for all hair types. You are really annoying. Then I wash my hair. A lot of the time, you guys, you're not washing your hair properly. You're not washing your hair enough. I find a lot of people are doing like one wash. Even if you're wearing a silk press and you think that's enough, no. I wash once with the Sacred Detox shampoo. The difference between this and the clarifying shampoo is the clarifying shampoo has like little granules in it that physically exfoliate your scalp. I don't feel like I need that right now. And I did 2 washes with a hydrating shampoo from Sacred. I get a lot of questions about what is my favorite hydrating shampoo. This one is it. When I wash my, what is happening? It's the Fast and Furious. Wash machine going down out here and they dry racing outside. After I rinsed my hair of all the shampoo, I then went in with the Mizani Moisture Fusion Deep Conditioner. I left this in for maybe 10 minutes or so. I didn't use any heat with it. Rule of thumb is if you see that water is still like kind of murky looking with product in it, or you can feel product on your hair, or you see like bubbles and things like in the water, there's probably still product in your hair. Rinse it thoroughly over and over and over again until you feel like, okay, I've really gotten everything out of my head, okay? Then when it was time to blow dry my hair, I actually did not use my GHD Duet Blow Dry, which I think a lot of people would expect me to, seeing as I've been using it almost every wash day for like the past however many months. I don't need to smooth my hair out. So I just use my Dyson Supersonic Blow Dryer. It's the OG one. I feel like that is a really, really good blow dryer. If you are on the fence of it, about it and thinking about getting it, it's the fastest blow dryer I've ever used. It works really, really well. It has a ton of attachments. I don't use the attachments. I just like the blow dryer and my unbrush. Blow dried my hair, but before I did about 6 pumps of this on each side of my head, and I sprayed it into my hand first and I massaged it through my hair. Then after I blow dried, I cracked open a fresh new bottle of the Sacred Restoring Hair and Edge Drops. Now that I'm going into braid season, this is gonna be on my head every single day. Every single day. I'm probably gonna put it in before I start parting my hair right now. Now, I'm gonna tell you 2 rules right now, okay? I don't know if you've made it this far, but somebody please tell people in the comments if they're asking already. Don't ask me to count these braids. Don't ask me how many parts or squares I have on these braids. And don't ask me how many pieces of boho hair I have in each braid. And I'm gonna explain to you why. And also just know that my first language is sarcasm. So if you're offended by the way that I talk, I'm sorry, I can't help it. That's how I've been my whole life. I'm not ever gonna count my braids. I've never counted my braids, and I'm not going to. Just simply because I'm not about to sit here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not gonna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not gonna. As far as the boho hair coming out of the braids, I think we've kind of lost like the meaning behind what boho is, which is like carefree, airy, like go with the flow. I might put 1 piece of boho hair in one braid and like 6 pieces in the next braid, but the end result is going to be full and lush, but I don't want it to look uniform. Anyways, let's get into this hair. So this is my boho hair, or part of my boho hair that I'm using. This is like the I don't know what they call this way, but I'll have it linked down below, and this is in the shade 1B. It comes off the weft like this. I always get questions about where I get it from. Amazon. All the different like hair that you see online that everybody's like, this is the hair to get. I've tried them all and I don't like any of them better than this hair. Does this hair tangle? Will it shed? Absolutely. I find that others shed and tangle more than this hair though. So I have this hair, but I'm also gonna be using some of this color. I am trying to go for like the chocolatey brown braids that are pretty popular right now or trending. I think, you know, everybody's kind of tired of 1B braids. So this is not the usual braiding hair that I use. And I'm upset about it. One, because now I have to find a new beauty supply, which, you know, once you find your beauty supply and then you have to go find another one, that's really annoying. I typically use the Expression Sensational African Collection hair. This is 58 inch. And I got this in the color 4, so we can do like a chocolatey dark brown. So I'm gonna see how I like it. I'm gonna do a couple braids and see how I like it, and if I don't, I will promptly be switching to 1B. And if you're curious about what stretching the hair means, do you see how the ends are like tapered off? You don't want to start braiding with your hair blunt, because then your ends will be fat and chunky and blunt. You want the braids to gradually thin out and get like wispy. That's how you get a nice braid that you like not having to burn the ends. I heard people be using glue. I don't do none of that. I just dip them in hot water. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna sit here and start parting my hair. So when I do my hair, people always ask me this question. They're like, why do you start in the front of your head? Why do you not start in the back? They also ask me about that when I'm like styling my hair, doing like my silk press or whatever. For braids specifically, I never start in the back, because when I start, I got a little coffee, I have energy, I'm ready to go. I don't want to exert that energy on the back of my head where I can't really see, if you know what I mean. So like the front of your head, think of it as like the front of your house. It's like the curb appeal. You know, your backyard, you want it to look decent, but you be throwing like them old chairs that you got for the 4th of July fireworks back there. The grill might be dirty from the last time you use it. It's back there. Like the hose might be back there, but your front yard, your front lawn, you want it to have them perfect like mold lines in it, right? And when would I be able to get that look, get them crispy parts, hair doing exactly what it's supposed to? I'm most likely to get that result when I am first starting, when I'm energized and I'm ready to get this style going and get it done. If I wait till the end, you know how you be feeling at the end when you're doing a hairstyle and you just feel, especially if it's like your first time doing it and you're like, I don't really know if I'm doing it right. You're just ready to be done once you get to the end. Why would you want to save that feeling for the most important visual part of your hairstyle? Okay, one thing I want to note for when you are doing the front section of your head, I find sometimes people part their middle part too far back. So your middle part will be going all the way back here. I like to kind of do it with my ear and or right about here, you see? So what I'm gonna do first to like make sure I get my middle part straight, because once you braid it, it's braided. I'm braiding it. And let me tell you, I'm not sitting here like going over this middle part over and over and over and again. I'm just making sure it's as straight as I can make it, and then we move on. So we'll do that. Ooh, hair is in my eye. And we'll try to clean this up because it looks like it's a little crooked back here. That's good enough for me. I'm not doing the Lord's work here. That thing is so annoying. Point, go over, and it's gonna stop like right behind my ear, kinda. I've done this like at least 12 to 15 different times, so I kind of know. And usually the more you part your hair, the more messed up it'll get. So typically I stick with the first part. I'll look at it. If it's really horrendous, I'll look at it. But also, you have to remember, guys, this is years of practice. I did my first knotless braids in like 2020. This was during COVID. I had nothing to do. I had nothing but time. I did my first knotless braids 2020. It's now 2026. And I'm just gonna bring it right on down. Preferably using a rat tail comb. And you see how that fell right behind my ear as well. And I'm gonna check this part before I tie it up. She's pretty straight. She's pretty straight. Are y'all seeing it? It's pretty straight. Okay, you guys, let's get into this parting. So the way that I start to part off my hair is, as you saw, I do the first 2 sections in the front first from ear to ear. In the back, I part it in 3 large sections, making sure I have 1 section in the middle and then 2 on each side. So before I go in and braid each section, I part all of my rows. That way I don't end up with one super skinny small row at the end. That has happened to me a number of times. I see that happen on socials all the time. And this is just my way of getting around it. So if I already have all the rows parted, I can make sure that they're all even and that I have the right amount of hair in each row. You will see me mess up later in this video, but we're not there yet. So that's what I do. I do not use any gel to part my hair. I always get asked, why does your hair not look as neat? I think you guys will be able to see by my end result, my hair does still look very neat, but I do not use any gel to part my hair. 1, because it's not needed, I feel like, but 2, that gel sitting on your scalp and your hair, it starts to make your hair feel dirty way sooner. And it's not good for your hair long term. Your scalp is gonna start feel itchy. If it has alcohol in it, it's gonna flake up. It's even worse for your hair because the alcohol is drying for your hair. You will see later in this video, the only product that I am using on my hair and my scalp really is the Sacred hair balm. It's kind of like a grease. It's very nice, moisturizing, feels good, all those things, but I do not use a gel and I don't think it's necessary. And I've had a couple of people come back and tell me like they've tried to go get their hair braided by someone and they will not use a gel. Like they basically force them to use a gel for the end result. I think that they're doing that just because of like looks, like they want it to look as crisp and clean as possible. And while I understand that, this is why I learned how to do my own hair so that I could do it to my liking, how I wanted. So I always suggest like you just know your options and what's out there. Maybe you find yourself a braider that will do it for you, I don't know. But once I part all the rows, I kind of pin them up and I start at the bottom row closest to my ear and then I work my way towards the middle. And that's how I start the whole parting process, and I do that for each section before I braid it. Now let's get into this braiding. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I think I should have mentioned, I do have a more like in-depth tutorial on these braids down below in the description. So check that out if you're wanting like a step-by-step, this is how you do this is how you do that. I'm just kind of walking you guys through the process. I do knotless braids. I always get asked like, do I always do knotless boho braids? The answer is pretty much yes. I find that they wear the best in terms of like longevity, like they look the best over time. Now I start off my knotless braids just braiding my hair, and then I go in to add in the braiding hair. So my hair is, or my braids rather, are part synthetic, part boho. The braiding hair is synthetic braiding hair, and then the boho pieces coming out are human hair. So I feed in about 3 pieces of hair per braid. I find that keeps them all about the same size that I want, and as you can see there, that's about how much braiding hair I use. And I kind of start feeding it off like pretty early on, like in the beginning of the braid. Again, I have videos down below that show you in depth how I've done that. Also, I do have the full on braids guide that goes through step by step in detail, like very slow, so that you can learn how to do it, and that is also linked in the description as well. But once I feed in enough of the hair, or all 3 pieces of the braiding hair, I then can turn my hands and start like braiding downward. I just kind of braid with my hands up like that while I feel like the hair is like, I guess, too loose, if that makes sense, where it might slip out. Once I feel like it's like securely in there, then I can like turn and start braiding it down. And then I start to feed in the boho hair. I feed in my boho hair from behind.
And if you can't find hair that is off the weft, although I will have mine that I got off of Amazon link below, if you don't want that one, if you have like a specific human hair that you like say you have like human hair bundles that you've purchased before that you like, or like some old human hair bundles that you're like, I don't really have a use for these anymore, just use those and cut the hair off the tracks. That's literally what I used to do when I first started doing this, because back in 2020, I kid you not, it was so hard to find like bulk human hair that was not on a weft, and I could only do this if I purchased the hair on tracks first, and I would have to take the time to like cut all the hair off. So as you can see here, I take a little bit of the balm and I just smooth it on my hair first. I find that this balm is really good. It doesn't leave a lot of buildup or residue. It helps like condition and like smooth the hair. And like moisturize it in a sense. We know like oils and things don't like hydrate or moisturize your hair, but it makes the hair feel nice and softer and smoother. I just do not like the gel. I used to use jam. If you need something that you think is like more like a gel and a little heavier, I used to use the jam that was in the purple bottle. I'll link that down below for you guys as well, because that does not have alcohol in it. The thing that you want to look out for in like those edge controls and those gels, if you are using them on your braids, is if it has alcohol in it. Those are the ones that will flake up and look like you have a bunch of dandruff. They'll usually be irritating to your scalp, and most importantly, they will be drying to your hair, which will cause your hair to be very brittle. And when it comes with a takedown, watch out, because it's probably gonna break off a lot of your hair. Now, I'm not saying every single edge control that has alcohol in it, but a lot of them, they're not very good for your hair. So that's how I do mine and the product that I do. But I'll have a bunch of resources down in the description for you guys if you just need more info on that.
Okay, so I'm done my braids and I'm like, something feels off. Like I'm just looking at them. I have to take some of them down. How many rows did I have? One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this side, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this side. I'm missing a row over here. And the way that I could tell, the thing that was throwing me off, because I love the way this side looks. This looks great and full how I want it to. The way I could tell is that these braids right here are so chunky. You see how big these are? Versus these braids over here, they're much smaller. And they look good. So I think these first 3 rows are fine to keep. So I'm not gonna re-part them, but I do, unfortunately, well, actually, I think it kind of starts with you. I have to take down some of these rows of braids. The thing is I'm not gonna sit here and continue to braid to have big chunky braids over here, because I'm going to an event. I'll let you guys watch.
Now, the question I probably get asked the most about my braids is how do I see the back and how am I parting in the back? And while I would love to have eyes in the back of my head, my mama said that you don't get those until you become a mom. So as of right now, I cannot see in the back of my head. But what I do have is a hand mirror. And I just learned to do it that way. And it's kind of muscle memory at this point. So I'm literally just holding a mirror up to the back of my head to see the parts. You can get things like a trifold mirror, like a standing up a mirror behind you, stuff like that. That will make it easier for you if you're like, girl, I'm not about to be holding my arm up that long. I get it. Do whatever makes the process easier for you. That's really why I created this channel, because whether you want to do a silk press, you want to do knotless braids, you want to do Marley twist, cornrows, whatever it is, I feel like there is a way for you to figure out a style. I'm just here to show you how I figured it out, and you can take that and adjust it to however you need to for yourself. That's how I do it.
Hey y'all, a little intermission here. I know you guys missed a chunk of braiding, and I'm pretty sure I said in that voiceover that if you want like a really in-depth, like this is how you braid in tutorial, I will have that link down in the description for you. I did one, I think last year, oh my gosh, last year and the year before last. So that's all down there for you. I really don't have the time this time to like do it that way because I'm on a time crunch. But we are on day 3 now. So I started on Friday. I braided most of the day Saturday. This is where I am, and it is currently Sunday morning. So all the front is done. The sides are done. I just have this section in the middle. I want to say it's like maybe 5 or so rows. We braid like that purposefully. If you're braiding your own hair, do that to give yourself a little space. Like if you need to pull this hair up and back, which I don't like doing when the braids are fresh because I feel like the scalp is too tender. But if you absolutely need to, you can pull it back like this, okay? The braids are so full. This is not even all of my braids. This isn't even all the braids that I've done. I still have these and this chunk back here to do. And this is how full my ponytail is already. I love my braids being super, super, super full. Do want to just shout out, you guys know I wear eye patches all the time and I like to try new ones. Summer Fridays has these jet lag eye patches and I very much so look jet lag. As Dorothy Wang would say, like, if you're jet lag, you're not culture. Anybody watch that show? Anyways, so I like these because they don't slide down your face. That's my biggest thing for eye patches. Like, do not slide down my face. They work really well. I like them. I also have to give a shout out to Sage Natural Wellness. This is not sponsored. This entire video is not sponsored. But this is their Peppermint Halo Cooling and Soothing Oil Blend for Head. I hear it's like a pretty well-known brand in Canada. I found this at Ulta Beauty World. They had a booth there. I just rub it along the back of my neck and down my shoulders a little bit. It just gives you like that cooling feeling. It just helps with like the tension and the stress from like doing this for so long. So we're gonna keep going. Also, I'm pretty sure I mentioned in that voiceover, but just in case I didn't, the only product that I am using on my braids to install them is this Sacred Hair and Scalp Balm, because I do not like the gel on the braids. If you have seen my braids before in the past, you know that my braids still look good. The parts are still parting. Do not let anybody trick you into believing like you can't have a nice looking set of braids without using heavy gel and grease. I hate it. When I say hate with a capital H, hate it, because it makes my scalp itchy. Then I'm trying to get all the gel out. It flakes up. The style is not gonna last as long because you're gonna be uncomfortable in the style and you want to take it out because you're like, my hair is so dirty. In actuality, there's just way too much product on your head and your scalp. I love this. I used to use another product called Jam, and that one works as well. It is a gel, and I wouldn't put it on my scalp. I would just put it on my hair, and then doesn't have alcohol in it either. So the gels and edge controls and things like that that have alcohol in it, those are the ones that tend to flake up. They tend to dry out your hair and your scalp. You don't want to use that. You want to use something like this nice and conditioning, and I really, really like this. It also smells amazing. So
now, in terms of how long it took me to do my hair, I can't give you exact number of hours, because when I tell you I was doing everything under the sun, I was taking all kind of breaks. I went and got a facial. I was doing everything. But I can tell you, I started my hair Friday evening and I finished it like Sunday midday. I used to be able to just sit and braid my hair like all through the night and get it done in like one setting. I can't do that no more. I'm not built like that. So I'm sorry I can't give you an exact time of like hours or whatever. It don't work like that over here. And I also want to say too that I'm not able to tell you guys how many braids are in my head. I know we touched on this in the beginning, but I just never sit and count the braids. I just don't have it in me, and I probably will never. But I can tell you that if you want to do your own braids yourself and like, okay, I don't know if I want them bigger or smaller, just know that the more rows you make in a section, the smaller your braids are going to be, and the larger you make the rows in each section, the bigger your braids are going to be. If you are beginners starting out, I would say the best thing for you to do is probably start with like medium or large knotless braids and then work your way down to smaller ones if you feel more comfortable doing that. Another thing too is I get a lot of comments about, oh, I could never, I wish I could. The thing is, you can. I tell you guys this all the time. You can do anything, even outside of hair. But as we're talking about hair, you can do any hairstyle you want. Literally, all it takes is the time and patience to learn how to do it. What you guys are seeing here, this result of how my braids are coming out, is I started doing this in 2020. It's now 2026, and I've been doing it every summer, 3-4 times every summer. It's repetition. It's me figuring out new tricks and new things every single time I do it. Every time I do my braids, I find and learn one more extra thing that is going to help me do it faster or look better the next time around. So if you want to start doing your own braids, watching all of the videos and things like that, sure, but you just have to start. And I'm just here to show you the basics, so you don't have to start at ground zero exactly like I did, but just some fundamental basics of like, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. But you're gonna have to get in there and do it. You're gonna have to get in there, do the work, and you will figure it out, and it will get better over time. It won't be overnight, but you will learn how to do it.
Okay guys, I am done. As far as like the hair, I showed you guys the hair that I used in the beginning. I used exactly one pack and then one extra bundle, whatever you want to call this, of this synthetic hair. It'll be linked down below. I've seen it a bunch on Amazon, and for reference, majority of this is number 4, and then that was number 2. I'm glad I bought 2 packs of that because I ran out of number 4 last night. To show you how much bundle hair I have left as well, I bought 2 bundles of hair, and I'll have these exact hairs, I talked to you guys about them in the beginning, linked down below in the description. This is how much hair I have left. So I don't know exactly how many I use, but I had 2 full bundles, and this is what I have left. Again, both will be linked down below. The exact length of the hair that I am using, of the bundle hair I'm using, will be linked down below. It's 2 colors. It's 1B and what they call 4, but it was a little too like brown and golden to me. It didn't match the braiding hair number 4, so that's why I mixed the 2 to make it a little bit darker. Let's finish off our style. I'm gonna go and dip my ends. I always dip my ends. On TikTok, I was getting asked, like, do I curl the ends? Do I add curly hair to the end of the braid? And I know you guys can't really see, but like, this is what the braids look like at the end. I do not put perm rods, I don't curl the ends, and I don't add additional, like, I don't start braiding with like different type of hair for the like actual braid to make it curly at the ends. I just leave it straight. Again, like, I'm really trying to embrace like the boho-ness of this style, or what it's supposed to be. So I'm not too like, I just try not to make it like too super like uniform, okay? You'll see curly hair down here. That's just the hair that is hanging out of the braid.
So we're gonna go ahead and dip our hair. I never dip my hair in boiling hot water. It's just before it boils. Like, it's hot, but it's not too hot. And I also don't dip my whole braid in there either. I'm mostly just dipping the ends of the hair. You can decide not to dip your hair if you want. I always dip mine just to set them. Like, the braiding hair that I get is like hot water set, so it kind of like stops it from unraveling. It also helps the braids like not be so stiff. I find when they're not dipped, they're like kind of stiff and like they're very big, like and heavy to me. I find that when you dip them, it just takes out all of the weight of it to me. I don't know, it's just my opinion. So after I dip them, I'll let the ends air dry and everything, but I am gonna go in and like finish setting my style, like the top part of the style rather. So I'm gonna just use a spray bottle with some water. There's literally nothing else that I'm doing here, just a little bit of water in the spray bottle. It's not hot, it's not warm, it's just like lukewarm water. It's whatever, it's nothing serious. That is just gonna help to like get the hair in a state where you can like manipulate it so you can lay it down flat. And then I am going to use some of the Sacred Wrap and Set foam on my hair. This is my first time using it. I used about 3 pumps. It smells the same as the rest of the styling collection, which smells just like the original collection if you haven't used anything from it before. And I tie my hair down pretty tight with a scarf, and I'm just gonna blow dry it. You can do this anytime. Like, if you feel like your braids are looking a little bumpy, like maybe you had it up in a ponytail or something and you want them to be back flat, this is my little trick that I do. I didn't really do much like the ends of the braids. I just kind of let them be, and then I blow dry like I said. It maybe took about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to use the Sacred Restoring Hair and Edge Drops. So my biggest tips, if you are wearing any sort of braids, twist, cornrow, whatever, use all the water-based growth serums and things on your hair every single day if you can, because this is the time to do it and you don't have to worry about your silk press for braiding. So I'm going to be using this on my hair every day, especially my edges, but everywhere, because I want my hair to really flourish.
All right, y'all, I am officially done with the braids. Braid season 2026 has commenced. And I will say one thing, I've gotten a few comments where people were like, oh, like, too bad, like, I don't really like braids or something, so I probably won't be like tuning in as much. I naturally see like a dip in my content or whatever when I put braids in, but let me just tell you this. The reason why silk press season looks so good is because we do braid season every year. You have to give your hair a break. You cannot just keep styling, flat ironing, combing, curling, all of this stuff all year round and never give your hair a chance to rehab. It's like when we like take a vacation or we go to sleep or something, like you're giving your body a chance to like come to, you know, your hair needs that same type of love. And the way that I blow dry, flat iron, style my hair every single week, this is much needed. I actually really liked this. The naysayers, like, I think people just aren't using it properly or as intended, because when I talked to the Sacred team, they were like, a little bit goes a long way. I love how the hair turned out. It feels good. It's laying nicely. I could low-key keep that scarf on a little bit longer so it's like ultra flat, but I'll just do it tonight because I'm ready to get out of here. The sun is shining now. I'm sure you might be able to tell by these lights. Do not fear, we still will have wash days because this hair still has to be managed. We still will be taking care of our hair. I'll still be trying new products because there's a lot you can do. I'll probably be trying things that are more like natural hair focused. Like, for instance, I was going to use this today, but I think I'm going to wait and try this for like daily care. This is the KC by Cara Curl Essence Moisturizing Cocoa Water. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.